The Summit Wrestling Pro is here. It's Saturday. I said it wrong. It's Pro Wrestling Summit. Maybe you're not paying attention. Wake the fuck up. Hello, hello, hello. There's a lot of shit going on in the wrestling world, and if you're not listening to this, you're missing the fuck out, okay? That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm here, it's me, fucko, hello, and I got the other fucko with me, hello.
It's knowledge, all right? It's Tatum and knowledge. Tatum, do you mind if I just...
You're gonna jump right in.
If you mind if I just have a minute here to eat the crow that I have to eat?
Well, go ahead.
All right, so I'm nothing if not a man of my word, and I've said for weeks that there was no way MJF was coming back, and I said that if this was actually a long play, I would give Tony his due, and Tony Khan, you son of a bitch, you did it, and you did it in a way that I absolutely loved. Bringing MJF as the Joker in the mask in a knockdown, drag-out match.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
So good. To use his own promos and build an entrance for him around that. So good. And then he comes out at the end of the night after CM Punk retains, and you have the build now with CM Punk and the animosity he has with MJF. And then CM Punk, you dirty fuck, you ruined it all. You piece of shit. Months of planning, you fuckhead. Months of planning. You flushed down the goddamn toilet, you selfish prick. You selfish piece of shit. To come out and start berating journalists, to go after the elite like an unprofessional piece of shit. You dirty bastard. You've ruined something that Tony Khan built and played off beautifully, and you flushed it down the goddamn toilet. And I don't give a shit about the elite either. I don't think they're right in this, but you're definitely wrong. You're selfish. You waited till they put the title back on you, and you went to business for yourself like you said Hangman Page did, like you say the elite did, and the EVPs did. You did it because you thought you were indisposable. You piece of shit. Who's laughing now?
I can't fucking breathe. I can't fucking breathe. Oh my God. Listen, I'm sorry to say this. We'll get more into AEW. I just want to say this one thing to follow up what Knowledge said here. One thing is, I think the most entertaining part of All Out was the press conference.
Yeah.
That's the most entertaining part of the whole fucking show. That's a problem. That's a problem when MJF comes back and it's completely overshadowed by these fucking people. Listen, I get it, dude. Professional wrestling is a fucking competitive business. It is about egos, and clearly CM Punk has shown that he has a fucking giant ego. Mm-hmm. He has a giant ego, and so do the Young Bucks. And all of it is well-deserved.
100%, but this is, the way they're going about it is indie shit. That is the problem.
No, dude, no, it's worse than indie shit, dude. It's like fucking, I mean, using the media to fucking, like, try to push a narrative that's not necessarily the case, and if we're being 100% honest about it, like, CM Punk made a lot of really good points. I'm not saying that he didn't.
Absolutely. It's just not the right time, not the right place, not the right way.
You just won the belt. Like, why are you going to fuck with the reporter as soon as you sit down? You still talk
to Scott Colton?
Yeah.
You still friends with Scott Colton?
Yeah. Oh, he did improv. He's like, do you still do improv? Oh, who do you do improv with? Like, bro, you already know the answers to this question. Like, you're just specifically being a cocksucker because you're old, tired, and cranky. And I get it. I totally get it. I wish that they would do more of this, though, because I think an airing of the grievances in professional wrestling is kind of good. And I like how Tony Khan's just sitting there going, I don't fucking, I can't stop him from saying this.
To me, that shows a lot of Tony Khan's weakness to not know what to do in that situation. Deer in the headlights look, trying to squash it and saying, oh yeah, hey, that's on me. And then CM Punk just comes right back. Oh, it's not on you. It's not on you. It's on these EVPs. They have to stop going to business for themselves. Here's the main issue.
He's telling Tony Khan it's all a learning experience. We're all learning together.
Right.
What the fuck are you talking about? You just said that it was supposed to be a specific way. And now, but when it comes to Tony Khan, we're all learning together.
So we have bashed, I have bashed WWE for years the way they've done things. But Tony Khan has shown that there's a wrong way to go about this. And I know that the elites and Cody Rhodes built this from the ground up using Tony Khan's money. I know they did, but he put them all in an EVP role, and they're also on-screen talent.
You can't.
Cody did the right thing because he dropped his title, and he said he was never going to hold a title again in the company.
But you and I both know that when he did that, he already saw the writing on the wall, dude. He knew that he was out of there.
Absolutely.
He was like, I see how these guys are. I mean, it's proof positive. Like, they didn't talk. They didn't have a relationship for a year.
Right.
Up until Cody left.
Right.
Like, those guys were like they were like your best good buddies, dude. They were around you all the time. So what happened? Did Cody change? I don't think so.
So did Cody change, or were they riding Cody's coat, or using Cody for as much as they could?
Well, I mean, I think that it was a mutual using because Cody jumped in on that Hot Topic deal and started getting Cody t-shirts sold in, for Bullet Club. I mean, they were Bullet Club t-shirts.
And I agree with you, but I think that there's always going to be that mutual benefit in most relationships.
Yep.
And the ones that actually are meaningful, your actual friends, don't just turn their backs on you when it's convenient. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know who the most professional person in this whole fucking thing is? Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yeah. 100%. He said
he
nothing.
left the company, said zero.
Yep.
He didn't bash anybody. He said, oh, it just didn't work out. Creative differences, whatever the fuck it is. I'm not giving you any information.
Imagine what he could say right now. Imagine what he could say right now.
Oh my God. And I bet people are clamoring for him to say something crazy. But what good would that do him? It would make him look like a fucking idiot.
No good.
And who wants to do that, dude? No one wants to fucking look like an idiot.
And I think the response to all of this was it's starting off to be the right move. Stripping the Trios champions. I mean, imagine. So the Trios titles that you forced Tony Khan to make for you just got on you that night. The AEW World Championship, which you basically forced Tony's hand to take off you, then put back on you. You just got back on you, and now you're gonna pull this shit. I'm sorry, but you're an executive vice president. You don't have the right to have physical altercations in the back. You don't have the right to go track down one of your talents and start yelling at them for shit that they say in front of the camera. Even
if he said to do that.
Right. And as the champion, you don't have the right to go and bash your company. You're supposed to be the face. Considering you're a face, you are supposed to be the face of your company, uplifting your company, not tearing it down from the inside. This isn't 2012. This isn't your time for a pipe bomb. You came to this company. They wanted you to come to AEW to help revive your career and give the fans what they wanted, which was more CM Punk. And now that's gone.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he comes back.
The Elite and Cody Rhodes built this from the ground up with Tony Khan's money, and now the Elite are gone for right now. We don't know. We don't know what is the end result. Mm-hmm. Your champion, CM Punk, the guy that you brought back for the people, gone.
Hurt, supposedly. Hurt. I'm gonna put giant quotation marks around that.
And this is gonna be my hot take. If I'm Tony Khan, I am hanging on to these guys' contracts, and I'm not bringing them back in front of a live camera.
Oh no, never.
You are not going to compete anywhere else.
Nope.
You are under contract. You're going to sit at home. I will keep paying you. But you don't say shit to the media. You don't say shit to anyone. You sit at home. You shut the fuck up. and you're done. And what do they have you for? Another 3-4 years? CM Punk's done at that point. The Elite pretty much done at that point.
Yeah, I mean, their bodies are pretty broken.
That's the end of their career right there.
Yeah, Malachi Black was granted his release yesterday, so I'm pretty fucking curious to see, because it was a conditional release. So there are many conditions to that release, but those conditions have not been spoken about. I'd be curious. He had to cancel an indie show.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he's just not but how can you do that to somebody? Like, hey, bro, you can't make money to feed your family unless Tony's gonna pay him.
I think that's got to be what it. Like, it's a release from your contract. As long as you don't compete, I'll still toss you some money. Because apparently Malachi Black has come out and said that this is a mental health issue for him. He hasn't been right mentally. And so he's not just stepping away from AEW, he's stepping away from professional wrestling altogether to get his mental health in order. And if that's the case, more power to him.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. More people should do that.
Right. Your mental health is way more important to you than anything else. And
your health in general is way more important.
But if Tony is going to pay his way as long as he doesn't compete, I think that is
the right thing to do.
It's mutually beneficial for both sides.
Yeah, it's the right thing
You're
to do.
not just fucking me over and going back to WWE because a Hunter's in charge.
Right.
And you're going to go fix your mental health, and that you're going to be better off for it. So I think that's the one case where somebody has asked for their release where I'm happy it's been granted, even if it's a conditional thing, and more power to them. I hope that,
I really hope. Yeah, I really hope that those other guys don't suffer though, because those guys are really good, man. I like Brody King a lot, and Buddy Murphy is fucking really talented.
I mean, I think that Brody King could go right off into a solo venture. Buddy Murphy, I think, is going to suffer a little bit more.
He can't talk, bro.
Yeah, right. Unless they
put him with Stokely Hathaway.
Or unless they toss him into a tag team, too. Toss those two into a tag team. But I don't think they would be as effective without Malachi Black.
No, because there's nothing holding the glue together.
Right. So
Bray Wyatt
wow.
would be the fucking...
I really think he's going back to WWE.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you got to think of where they're going to use him creatively properly. Like, he may have a million ideas, and Tony, being who he is, apparently... is just like, yeah, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm on cocaine. Yeah. Let's do it. And he's just fucking wild.
Tony sounded like a little whiny bitch at that presser, too, talking about WWE competing against him with 2 shows in that weekend.
When I watch Dynamite, I wonder if Tony Khan owns another shirt besides the one that he wears on TV with a black tie. Like, bro, hold on a second. Time the fuck out. Like, you got millions of dollars, motherfucker. Like, what are you doing showing up in a wrinkled white Old Navy shirt with a fucking black tie, bro? Why don't you put on a fucking jacket and a suit and not look like a fucking a 7th grader who just rolled out of bed?
I mean, seriously, he looks like he just rolled off the street and just got in front of the camera.
He's he is literally a step up from walking through the door and going, "Ma, you got any Tostino's rolls?"
And I don't know if he's presenting himself like that because he's trying to identify with the
younger crowd,
the younger crowd more. But
listen, I respect the guy a lot because he put his balls on the fucking line.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's doing shit. You know what I mean?
But you look at what WWE does, and you look at what AEW does, and if they want to be looked at in the same light, you're looking like amateur hour, especially this week. And WWE is the consummate professional that does not have these issues.
Let me ask you a question, okay? They're 3 years in, right? AEW's 3 years in. The WWF has been in existence since the 40s.
Right, yeah, it's an extremely long time, yeah.
How many incidents of an executive do you hear going into a wrestler's locker room and hand-to-hand fist fighting with them?
Absolutely zero. It does not happen. It does not. In fact, the only thing that comes close is when Brett punched Vince. That's the only thing that comes close.
The only other thing that I can think of even close to that is when Nails. Do you remember Nails?
Oh, yeah.
When he fucking grabbed Vince and the fucking thing and was shaking him by the throat and shit. And then said that Vince tried to grab his cock and shit.
That guy was.
He's awesome, dude. Fuck that guy. He's like, nah, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. He tried to grab my cock. I don't know what to do.
But yeah, it doesn't happen. And again, it's apparently, they've had no actual executive vice president role, so just strip him of the title and say, you know what, you're not executive vice president, you're on-screen talent, and you know what, you can be a figurehead in the locker room and everything, but we're going to take those titles because you're going to take those names off you because clearly it's getting to your head. You think you're bigger than the company. That's the problem. CM Punk doesn't need a title like that to get to think he's bigger than the company. He came in thinking he was bigger than the company, apparently.
But he wants that title to validate it for himself.
Oh no, I meant like an executive vice president.
Yeah.
I don't mean physical titles.
I'm sure TK would have been like, "What do you want? I'll get you a fucking corner office,
do you want to be president?
Yeah, like whatever the fuck you want, dude. Like
Super president.
Yeah, like I don't care. But, I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to Tony Khan because Tony Khan fucking doesn't have to do any of this shit. I mean, he's literally fucking putting his balls on the line against a company that has been, fucking 70 years in 80 years in existence. Yeah. And he's doing it with, the core group of guys that started the company, most of them are not there anymore. That's just how it is. Like, it became a bigger company. Once you start getting bigger names, those lower spots are gonna get given to those guys. Right. And if they can't figure out a way to get over, it's also on the talent to get over. Listen, if you're getting fucking cheered out of the building, TK's gonna put you on TV.
Yep.
Look at what the Acclaimed have done.
I love the Acclaimed,
dude.
I didn't get it at first. I didn't get it.
Hated it at first. I'm like, these guys fucking blow. I'm like, this guy sucks at rapping.
Their shit with the Gun Club elevated them so much.
See, the Scissor Me Daddy is what I was like all the way in on that. I'm like, because these guys are really pushing the envelope. Like, you're coming dangerously close to being offensive, but you're not. I mean, what can you really say about that? Right. Like, the Acclaimed have arrived. They're meeting the two ways in the middle.
Yeah, they're calling him Daddy Ass. Well, he's the ass man. So
yeah, like what the fuck are you gonna do? Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah, no, they elevated themselves so much. And I was a little upset that they were in. I mentioned it last week. I was a little upset they were in the tag title match with Swerve and
Swerve in Our Glory.
Yeah,
Keith Lee. Yeah,
I get it. They've earned a spot. I just think that their story with the Gun Club isn't resolved yet, and that
but the Gun Club's like they're with Stokely Hathaway now, so they're like fucking doing a whole nother thing.
But again, I think that's TK kind of moving too fast in some of these storylines.
Yeah.
But I was really afraid that he was going to do the wrong thing here because it was the EVPs and it was CM Punk. I thought that he was going to. Maybe have him go away for like a show.
Not say anything about it, just gloss over it.
And then bring them back. But how do you suspend Eddie Kingston for slapping...
he didn't even slap Sammy Guevara.
Like palmed Sammy Guevara.
He like pie-faced him.
Right, so you suspend him for a week, and then you're not going to suspend these guys for knockdown, fighting.
These guys are in there throwing chairs at each other, biting each other. It's fucking crazy.
There's a dog in there for some reason.
Larry the dog. Oh my God, Larry the dog's in there is going fucking crazy. Trying to bite Ace Steel's nuts and shit. It's fucking crazy, man.
So many people have been suspended. You know that people are going to be fired here. It's...
Listen, okay, dude. If I'm TK, right? I'm just playing devil's advocate. If I'm TK, I would have done the same thing. I would have came out on TV, not in a fucking Old Navy wrinkled shirt and a black tie.
Come out in a suit.
I would come. Well, no, not even in a suit. I'd come out looking like a normal fucking person. Tony Khan wearing a fucking white shirt and a fucking black tie does not look right. It just doesn't look right. He's a t-shirt and fucking like the light leather jacket over the top. You know what I mean? That's what he's. Come out like a real fucking person and just be like, hey, these guys are fucking assholes and they're fucking you. Mm-hmm. They're not fucking me. They're fucking you, the fans. Yep. And, I'm just trying to do the right thing here, but I'm fucking suspending them, stripping them of the titles, and fuck them. There's going to be a tournament. I like that they did a champions tournament. Very smart. Using champions,
It makes
former
sense.
champions, to fill these spots. I like that Jericho and Moxley both get a pass to the second round. Very smart. Very smart, because that's going to line up Danielson, Moxley again.
And Moxley wins.
Oh, I don't know, man.
To me, they've kind of...
2 losses in a row with Danielson. That's tough.
To me, they have kind of telegraphed it a little bit with
That
the
he's
interaction.
gonna. Yeah.
The interaction between Mox and MJF. You know, so... Which, by the way, great fucking
Oh,
promo
what the
by
fuck,
MJF.
dude? Bro,
He's unbelievable on the mic.
Listen, okay? You know, I mean, you've known me for a little bit now, so, like, you know how much I appreciate a good promo. That kid, and I'm going to call him a kid, and I hate doing that, but that kid, because he's a fucking young stud, that is a dude who, for the next 20 years, potentially, he can be, as long as he keeps his head about him and continues to talk on the mic like that, dude, he made those people like putty. He came out doing babyface, everything, the Josh Allen jersey, the whole fucking thing.
Wipes his ass with the Josh Allen jersey.
Yeah, but
Fantastic.
no, but it was the setup. See, people are like, "Oh, I love when he was saying all the shit as a heel," and I'm like, "No, dude, you're missing the whole part."
The entire crowd was on
Eating out of
his
the palm
side.
of his hand, dude, and then all of a sudden
All Mox has to say is, you're full of shit.
yeah, and that's
And
it.
it's like, all right, well, you know what? Fuck this jersey. Fuck this team. Wipe my ass with
Your
it.
team sucks. Oh shit.
Worst football team in the history of America.
Yeah, like that's fucking crazy, bro. And like it's great that he says nutty shit like that because it's so entertaining.
I mean, the thing is, right, you say the next 20 years, he's got a job in wrestling for like the next 40, 50 years.
Oh, yeah, I mean-
Because whenever he's ready to transition out of the ring, he can easily go
Teach
into
people
but he can go into a managing
Yeah.
role, you know, and he can manage people. And there are plenty of wrestlers who cannot talk, and the way that he can talk, I mean, he can play a Heyman role for anyone,
Oh yeah.
you know.
And he's a good size for that too. Like once he loses the muscle mass, he's a perfect size to be a manager. He's not too big.
Yeah, and he's not unbelievable as
To give somebody a punch and put him down.
right,
Especially with the diamond ring on.
right, and
Which
at
he
that
could
point-
still wear.
Right.
Fucking 30 years from now, he
And-
could still be wearing that giant diamond ring on his hand.
And at that point, like, he will have the clout as a multi-time champion, because if he's not a multi-time champion at that point, something went seriously wrong in his career.
But don't get it twisted for 1 second, dude. That kid could go down as the greatest of all time.
Oh yeah, I don't even think that's a hot take here. I think
I
that,
don't think
you
that's
know,
really a
I
hot
think
take.
everybody
at this point.
sees it,
But,
you
yeah,
know?
I mean, he has like it's unlimited potential. And imagine what a babyface run that kid would have. He proved it last night. He can do whatever he wants. He
at
can-
any point in time.
Any point in time. He's the biggest heel in the company. Came out as the devil. All he did was come out with his arms raised with a Josh Allen jersey on, and he got baby face pop. Like, it was unbelievable.
And he got a babyface pop, and he still flipped off the face commentary team.
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
dude, it was
like, I
fucking
mean,
great,
it
man.
was just
It's great.
People, like you said, people are putty in his hands.
Yeah, and people don't know. I love how he ran up to Taz and like jumped on him
Yeah.
and like hugged him and shit.
Yeah.
The thing that I like most about AEW shows is the commentary, because the commentary fucking makes me, especially on the dark and like elevation
See,
shows.
dark, I'm okay with.
Oh my god!
The main show, it's too much for me. There's like a 4-man, sometimes 5-man team,
And
just
it's
too
very
much.
serious.
Yeah.
It is not. I like Taz going. I like Taz making fun of the fucking underneath talent because he's not making fun of them. He's actually like helping them because people are trying to get familiar with these people. So that's the
those
misconception, man, about fucking wrestling is that people, if you're getting buried by an announcer, they're doing you a fucking giant favor because they're talking about you.
Especially right now, those clips go viral, and it's not like it's the camera on Taz. The camera is on the wrestlers. Those clips are going viral, and people are now watching you, and they know who you are.
looks like he's a little low with that kick. Hit him in the Yambag Jones. This fucking guy is out of control, dude. I fucking love Taz.
Gotta love Taz.
And I love Taz as a wrestler. I do, man. I think his shit in ECW, not his WWE shit.
No, that was a huge mistake.
That was bad. That was really bad. As soon as you put like real clothes on him, I was like, that fucking ruins the whole aesthetic. Like, but he was really small compared to some of the bigger. I mean, like, put him in the ring with Bradshaw, dude. Like, how's Bradshaw hitting that clothesline from hell on that guy?
I mean, he's basically fighting.
Listen, nothing. It's nothing against Taz, dude.
It's like JBL going up against Hornswoggle at that point. I mean, it
man. But he was so dominant, dude, in ECW. He was so fucking dominant. He was just a man.
I just think it was bad timing for the WWF for him.
Yeah.
He was already really beat up at that point.
Hey, I like that they fucking put him over fucking Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's first loss on it. I mean, that was fucking huge. I was like, oh, they're going to give this motherfucker a push.
And Kurt was ready and willing to do the right thing.
That's a guy that does not get enough credit, man, for his contribution to professional wrestling, man. And wrestling as a whole, not just professional wrestling, but wrestling as a whole, and what he did for this country as an Olympian. Okay, you people like don't fucking understand about Kurt Angle is that he fucking beat an unbeatable guy in the 1996 Olympics, and the guy was unbeatable
with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah, I had heard a story from somebody. I think it was somebody who was on his team for the Olympics, and they were like, dude, they were shooting him up with so much like cortisone and like just to try to numb him for the duration, like just to get through the match.
He said that I had no feeling at that
point.
Bro,
like
that
that's fucking,
that
is the craziest thing in the world. You beat an unbeatable Russian monster. It's like Rocky. Yeah. It's like the real Rocky.
He describes, he's like, my fingers were all numb. He's like, it's like pins and needles running through them all. I have a very low range of motion because of my neck. I couldn't feel much in my neck. So like he grabbed him around his neck a few times. He's like, I couldn't even feel.
He's dude, like, that's fucking wild.
He's like, he could have snapped my neck. I couldn't even feel it,
And that guy was a fucking savage. Alexander Karelin. Yeah, dude. He was a fucking absolute savage, dude. He would abuse people on the wrestling mat, but he couldn't abuse fucking old Kurt Angle. Fucking Captain America himself.
I love his
He should have played Captain America.
Yeah. I think he would have been a pretty...
I think his range of motion is a little fucked up now with all his neck fucking surgeries.
But he comes out on his podcast all the time and he tells stories of like Jericho shooting on him and stuff, and he's like, yeah, he double-legged me, and I broke out it pretty easily because I had my amateur wrestling experience, but...
Well, I mean... I also got to give it up to Jericho because I heard that they had a meeting. I heard that they had a wrestlers meeting to discuss what happened, and Jericho, Moxley, and Danielson all stepped up. It was no management, and they all stepped up and talked to the talent.
Well, and
they said that Jericho came off very responsible, like, you guys like don't understand what type of opportunity you have here,
right?
And like, you're gonna fuck this up.
And that's the thing, is if anybody can speak to it,
it's him.
Gonna be Jericho, it's gonna be Mox, who are gonna say like, look, if again we go with that grass is greener, analogy, but
you can't make it to the big show doing that shit, bro.
Right. And you know what? You have an opportunity here to also still work the indies and still have opportunities here getting a national, if not worldwide, attention.
Oh, it's a worldwide audience,
especially with
the New Japan partnership and DDT too. I didn't realize how big the DDT promotion was in Japan, but it's fucking huge. It's a little bit more of that comedy style wrestling.
Okay, yeah.
But
I don't know anything about it,
Yeah, so. But that's where Taneske Kakeshka came
Bless
from.
You.
Yeah. Well, he did like a tour. He was like on tour. He was doing the U.S. and now he's back in Japan in DDT. But he did really well in the U.S. He had really solid matches. But really, like a really solid wrestler, not something that you generally see from the DDT. Not saying that they're not solid wrestlers. Chill the fuck out. Everyone calm down. There's a lot of solid wrestlers in DDT. I'm just saying that are on the more serious level, like he's the guy. And he uses a fucking jumping knee for a finish.
I really prefer...
like a fucking like a Triple H, like where he shoots him off the ropes and just jumps up in the air and hits you with like a knee in the shoulder.
I gotta say, so this week I've watched a lot of videos of like, you know,
well, lots of shit for you to watch, bro.
No, but I watched a lot of videos of just it was like compilations of just finishers, and you see the shit that's out there now, and it's like there's so many finishers out there that are so complicated to work into, and like you're clearly telegraphing your finisher with this. It's so unnecessary. I like the simplistic stuff that you can just work into at a moment's notice. Boom, end of a match.
A lot of people hated JBL. Bradshaw hated him. I fucking love the guy because he'd hit you with that clothesline from out of... dude, you would throw him off the ropes as an offensive maneuver, and he'd just come off with that fucking clothesline and the match is over. Dunzo. You're fucking laid out.
Yep.
And it sounded and it looked amazing, and it was believable. See, you know, a lot of people are gonna hate this, but Chris Benoit, fucking guy with the cross face, dude,
he snapped it out of nowhere.
He
all
would
the time.
snap that fucking thing on people. When he ever snapped that motherfucker on Triple H at WrestleMania, dude, I fucking came unglued. I was like, he's gonna win the title. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
You look at the rock bottom, the stunner, you know.
Simple.
It's simple. Quick,
Mr. Sacco!
Sweet chin music, Mr. Sacco, you know. I mean,
The people's elbow?
The people's elbow. People's elbow was more of a setup, but I mean, he could work into it from anything, you know. So I guess that is along the same line. But a lot of these finishers were very simple, easy to work into. Now they've gotten so complicated, and I feel like a lot of people don't want to copy what others have done. But you can, I mean, it's just as simple as putting your own name on it. I mean, you just...
Put a variation on it. Grab both hands. Yeah. Grab a leg.
Diamond cutter. RKO. I mean...
yeah, like, I mean, what are we really doing?
Right, you know?
But Randy, that's his move now. I mean, it's become the RKO.
Right.
Everyone refers to it as the RKO. Right. No one refers to it as a diamond cutter anymore.
I mean, rock bottom bookend.
Again,
you know,
like you say a bookend to somebody and they're gonna go, what?
Yeah, what? But
rock bottom. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about, sir.
But
Roger.
I mean, you know, you make it your own, whatever. You have a little bit of a variation to it. That's fine. But you're doing these setups where, you know, let me, you know, stick your arm over here, and you know, let me just wrap your leg over this way, and I'm gonna lift you up over my head, and after all that, I'm gonna lightly tap you with my knee, and you know, that's gonna be it.
I mean, I agree, dude. The finishers need to be simplified because it's too complicated. The average fan watching that is not going to be able to get it. Like, man, people don't like AJ Styles anymore. I don't know why. Because AJ Styles is fucking awesome. And that's an undersized guy with a believable finisher. He fucking does a springboard forearm. Mm-hmm. Anybody who has athletic ability can do that move. Mm-hmm. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that you're going to knock someone's block clean the fuck off if you do that move legit. And he makes it look excellent. I mean, he makes contact every time, but he also understands the finer points of wrestling. It's not about winning and losing matches. It's about how good you can make yourself and your opponent look in the ring.
Right.
Because if I'm being 100% honest, I mean, I liked... Walter, Gunther, and Sheamus, right? Hard hitting. They just blasted each other at Clash of the Castle. They were fucking each other up, dude. It was awesome.
And we talked about that last week. We said that was going to steal the show, and I mean, it damn near did. It was fantastic.
If Roman Drew didn't go fucking 30 minutes, I would say that probably would have fucking stole the show. But as soon as Roman and Drew had time, I was like, oh man, these guys are tearing it down. And Roman is the best, dude.
They did the right thing by Drew by giving him that time. Mm-hmm. I still think it was the wrong decision there at the end. And I just don't understand how you don't take one of the titles off of Roman at this point.
There's only one way to make this work, buddy. and I'm going to tell you how this is going to go. And I have a sneaking suspicion based upon Drew losing at Clash of the Castle, where I also thought that he was going to win and thought that he should have won. But after seeing that, I know what the plan is now. I have a sneaky spidey sense that this motherfucker, Daddy H, is setting up for both titles, Rock, Roman, WrestleMania, Hollywood this year, with both titles on the line. And obviously Roman has to go over. Rock finally passes the torch. And then what do you do with Roman? He can't be beaten by anybody at that point.
I just think that the title should be dropped before then.
Why would Triple H want The Rock to have a title opportunity?
Right. So, but I mean, there's such an easy way you can do that.
Don't just have him lose the fucking belts in a three-way match, and he doesn't even lose it.
Or you can have him lose in a regular match. It's as simple as, Roman's ready to go for his Superman punch or his spear. Rock's music hits.
He
Gets distracted. Boom, turn around. 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, bro!
That sets up.
What a fucking story that would be.
That sets up Rock and Roman. You don't need the titles for that match anymore.
Right.
The titles are secondary to Roman at that point because now you have to settle this family issue first, and you get the titles off of them.
But who takes the belts? That's my issue at this point. Like, he's beating everybody.
So that's why I feel like it was a waste with
Drew, because he had the. I mean, Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross, I was saying, you gotta do Karrion Kross here, or But again, if he's beating everybody, it doesn't matter if he's not going to lose clean.
And listen, I like Karrion Kross a lot. I dig it. I dig the gimmick. I like the character. I think it's really good. It's smart. It's very clean. But I gotta say, after seeing his most recent match, I wasn't like thoroughly impressed. To be honest with you, I thought his debut in MLW, once he got fired, was more impressive because he was suplexing that fucking kid all over the ring, on his head, all sorts of shit.
I think the problem is he's not controlling his narrative right now.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit. And Braun came back Monday.
Yeah.
Dude, it's fucking crazy, man. This wrestling world is fucking crazy. Where is Bray? Is he hiding under the ring with Dexter Lumis? What the fuck?
At this point, I just think he's not coming back. I mean, how does this keep happening? Where he actually posted something on Twitter recently.
I know that you popped so big for that Dexter Lumis thing when he
my God.
When he popped
just
out.
Just that look up at Miz, that dead eye stare. Oh my God. I laughed for a good half an hour with that. I'm literally rolling on the floor, crying, laughing so hard.
My
just
God.
the look on that face. But yeah, I agree with you with Karrion Kross. I think that if they were going to put a title on him, it should have been really quick. Like, he makes his appearance, he gets involved in that match, it becomes a triple threat, and, he can get a title
pins
on him.
Drew.
Right. Roman loses no credibility. You get a title on him quick. He doesn't really have to prove himself in the ring. He doesn't do much in the ring.
I think that's what you might have to do, dude. I think you might have to do a multi-man match where Roman doesn't actually get pinned. Somebody else gets pinned in the match, and that's his out. You know what I mean? That's his out. Like, this is bullshit.
You can still do that and have a run-in from The Rock or something like that.
Oh my God, dude!
To take out Roman, come
Can
out.
you
rock
imagine
bottom.
the pop when that music hits?
It would be amazing. There just has to be
Impetus.
Yeah, and it's as simple as this. I mean, you're calling yourself the head of the table, and the Rock
Clearly is the head of the table.
The Rock was there first. The Rock was always there. The Rock has been the head of the table from the beginning. I'm not coming for a title. I'm coming for the head of the table.
And that's what it should be. Yeah. I think that would be great. I think that is an excellent way to get the belts off of him. He loses no credibility, and he still goes in with The Rock at WrestleMania. Everyone gets their big pop.
You don't have to be there at the show,
right?
Because you can tape vignettes, and The
Rock says this.
Yeah,
dude, can you imagine Rock Paul Heyman?
Oh
my God, bro! It is going to get crazy.
I'm gonna say I don't think that The Rock could keep up with Paul Heyman. I really feel that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, on the mic, I feel like Heyman can, take
decimate.
Just absolutely just destroy him. Just destroy The Rock.
See, the thing about Paul Heyman is that Paul Heyman is he has a cadence to his voice when he speaks, and it's like you become engrossed in what he's saying. The Rock is like very brash and abrupt, and it's great in short spans, but after like a 2-minute promo, I mean,
that's what the back and forth doesn't work for The Rock. He's come out, he needs to cut you off, he needs to insult you, get the laugh, get out. Well, Paul Heyman is going to drag it out.
Oh my God.
And he's going to make people think of every flaw you've had in your entire career. And the fact that you had to run away from wrestling because you couldn't handle it anymore and you ran off to the easy job out in Hollywood.
It's going to be fucking crazy, dude.
Well, the head of the table has been holding the title for 1,000 days.
He's been handling family business.
Hasn't been pinned in however many days at this point.
And that's the other thing, dude. This fucking Sammy storyline with them is going to come to an end rather quickly, and he's going to end up teaming with KO, and they're going to wrestle the Usos for the tag belts, and those matches are going to be 5, 6, maybe even 7-star quality.
And good for KO and Sammy at that point.
It's time that they get to work with proper people.
Yep.
Not saying that the guys that they were working with were not proper.
But they have not worked worthy programs for themselves.
No. And this is a really good storyline, man. Sammy as the sniveling fucking leech. He's like a leech. That's the best way to describe him. And then you got KO, who's like, I'm just looking to beat the fuck out of people.
Yep.
I'm looking to fuck you up, you up, you up. I'm just looking to beat everybody. Yep. I want to fuck people up. And then boom, all of a sudden it's like over.
Yep.
And then they're in a fucking tag team title match with fucking the Usos, and people are going to be going, have these guys ever teamed before? And I'm going to go, have you fucking watched any Ring of Honor matches, man?
A little bit of ROH, just, a little bit.
I said it to my wife the other day. I said, you see this guy right here? Sammy was on the screen. She goes, yeah. I said, you know who that is? She goes, no. I said, that's El Generico.
El Generico.
She goes, what?
Yeah.
I said, that's fucking El Generico. She goes, oh my God, now that I'm looking at him, wow, he put on some weight. I'm like, well, he's fucking old, man.
Yeah, he also put on some hair. So, what are you talking about?
Oh shit!
And that's gonna be really good, and I think
those matches are gonna be fucking outstanding.
There's gonna be a huge payoff for that. I mean, we're talking about big pops here when those titles get dropped. Same thing with Roman's titles. There's gonna be huge pops for that. It's gonna be big money shows for them.
What does Drew do now?
I don't know. What do you do? Coming out to his old music and everything, it really feels like he should be retiring right now. Like, he had his big send-off,
which is bananas, because that guy has so much to offer the business.
Right, but, where do you go from there?
He has to, he can't start at the bottom. So he's still a main event guy, as far as I'm concerned. He's a main event player. He's right in that mix. He clearly went the distance with Roman. Roman did him a very big solid during that match and playing the psychology up, and the crowd was fucking him up, and
to get on the mic in the middle of that match and just look.
I text you when that happened, and I said, "This crazy fuck has just grabbed the mic."
He's gotten so much better than when he was scripted and when everything was called for.
Just let him talk his shit, man.
He's gotten so much better.
He's on a different level of shit talking, bro. It's a different level of shit talking because I legitimately don't think that he gives a fuck what those people say. I legitimately don't think that he cares. And I think that has been a godsend for him because I think that he was too caught up in am I top guy worthy?
Trying to be the guy.
And all he had to do was just fucking kind of ease back a little bit and let Paul fucking handle what he handles, dude. And he's going to give you the direction. And you just got to all you got to do is stick along for the ride, dude. Listen, Heyman's not a dumb motherfucker. He attaches himself to the fucking top guys in the company. You know, he's not like attaching himself to like mid-card guys. What?
Curtis Axel, that was a thing for a little bit there.
Yeah, dude, that kid had a fucking ton of potential.
Yeah, and he just did not live up to that potential.
Yeah, but also Curtis Axel was in that same fucking NXT group with Husky Harris, who turned out to be fucking Bray Wyatt. Yeah. So, like, Wade Barrett was also in that fucking NXT group. I think Daniel Bryan was also in that NXT, or Bryan Danielson, whatever he's calling himself nowadays.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of people in that group.
A fucking lot of Heath Slater.
Yeah, well, poor bastard. I don't know how.
I got kids.
I was gonna say I don't know.
I don't give a shit about your kids.
I don't know how he's feeding his.
Dude, Brock is the fucking best. I don't give a shit about your kids. He's a fucking freak, dude.
That was a good moment. I'm telling you, I almost bought that shirt.
What? I got kids?
Yeah, just it said I need this job on the front. It said I got kids on the back. Just in case I ever got laid off from my job or something like I'd come in the next
walk
day.
The street.
Yeah, I need this job. Don't lay me off. I need this job.
Dude, I wonder if WWE has that on liquidation. We could probably give those out to homeless people. They could fucking wear those things, dude. That would
you
be
don't have
awesome.
to carry a cardboard sign anymore.
No, fuck that, dude. Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. I mean, the homeless population in California, man, is crazy. I mean, we could really do some good in the community.
Homeless population everywhere is crazy.
Yeah, but California specifically, I mean, it's a fucking wild world out here, man. It's a fucking wild world for sure. But so what did you think? I mean, overall, what did you think was the best pay-per-view of the weekend? I mean,
I would have to say Clash of the Castle was the best pay-per-view of the weekend.
Me too.
NXT had some weak spots.
Yeah.
And
AEW is a good pay-per-view.
AEW is a good pay-per-view, but I gotta take points off for having it get outshined by its media scrum. Stop having media scrums.
No, keep having media scrums so we can keep talking about this shit because it is fucking spicy.
I hear you, but I'm right now. I'm more about Tony Khan. You need to put a leash on your guys. You need to start not scripting, but giving guidelines as to what it's okay to say, what it's not okay to say.
Here's the thing.
And by the way, media scrums. If you're gonna do media scrum, do it in character.
Yeah, seriously, don't shoot on people during a fucking media scrum. You gotta stay in character if you're gonna do the media scrum. But listen, if we're being fucking 110% honest about it, right? I think what the fucking real issue is at AEW in their locker room is that it is very much the buddy system.
Yeah.
Everybody who's like a coach or an executive is a wrestler, so they have relationships with people already. You need somebody completely from the outside. I'm not saying me, but what I'm saying is, you need somebody. 60 G's, baby. But listen, TK, no, I'm being serious with you, dude. You need somebody who has no prior shit. With, no dealings with these people, because as soon as these people start fucking dealing with each other and they build relationships, it's all over, dude. You can't have a controlled locker room at that point.
Every single wrestler has an ego. Every single one.
Let me ask a question.
They're all in somebody's camp.
Yeah, why did Thunder Rosa get the women's championship? Do you know why?
What?
Do you know? Thanks for fucking paying attention to what I'm saying.
I got lost.
I said, why do you think Thunder Rosa won the women's championship in AEW?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because she was trained by Dustin Rhodes.
Oh, well, that makes more sense because she's not talented enough to be champion. So,
dude, I watch her and I go, you sandbagging fucking.
Yeah, the amount of people she's hurt.
Bro,
unbelievable.
Why are you sandbagging somebody for a fucking suplex? It is a simple back bump. It's probably the most simple bump that you'll take in a match.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be fucking sandbagging somebody for a fucking suplex or a body slam. What the fuck are you doing? And then you go full tilt on somebody and blast them as hard as you can, and then you're trying to talk down to people. You shouldn't fucking talk down to nobody. You know what I mean? If somebody's being disrespectful with you, that's one thing. But you shouldn't fucking talk down to talent because they're underneath talent. Fuck you. They're trying to make you look good. And they're also trying to make themselves look good to secure a job.
Mm-hmm.
Which you probably shouldn't have, fucking Thunder Rosa.
Oh, it's a good thing she got injured or
Bullshit.
Whatever happened to
Jade
her.
Cargill is a far better talent than you are.
Yeah, there's-
Fact.
No reason why she
Britt
is.
Baker, far better talent than you are. Fact.
There's no reason why she held the title.
Jamie Hayter, far better.
Jamie Hayter should be the women's
Far
champion
better
right now.
talent than you are. Fact. Tony Storm, far better talent than you are. Fact.
Yeah, definitely a far better talent. Doesn't deserve the title right now.
No. Jamie Hayter deserves the title because then Britt and her would be running around going crazy for that belt, and it would be awesome.
Yeah.
It would be awesome. Listen, Ruby Soho, an incredible talent. Got a nasty injury on the pre-show. She got her face fucked up pretty bad.
Really ugly.
Ty Conti, I like Ty Conti a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like Anna J. A.S. I love how she changed her name to that, dude. It's fucking awesome. I think that's so funny. Anna J. A.S. I think that's kind of a rib at Nikki A.S.H. too.
It's gotta be,
It's
yeah.
gotta be, yeah, of
Yeah.
course. But, you know, I think we're going to fucking wrap this up right here, dude. I mean, you know, fucking Clash of the Castle was definitely the #1 pay-per-view for sure. If you haven't fucking watched it, you're an idiot.
And Tony Khan, you're a genius and an idiot.
Yeah. TK, 60 G's, baby! Listen, I'll come in. I'll just be a consultant, bro. Like, I'm not interested in fucking anything else you got. Like, fucking, I'm just interested in helping wrestling get better, for fuck's sake. Anyway, this has been fucking Tatum and Knowledge Pro Wrestling Summit here. Make sure that you fucking subscribe, tune in to the fucking Welcome to the Zoo podcast. That's a daily podcast Monday through Friday. And other than that, you can go fuck yourself. Kiss, kiss. Bye.